Coming up on this edition of Speed Chronicles, misplaced outrage.
Zig Media presents Speed Chronicles with Todd Lewis, powered by RevTV.
Thanks for circling back and checking out another edition of Speed Chronicles. We do it every Wednesday. It's available on the RevTV YouTube channel. You will find it as well on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks for hitting the like and subscribe button. We appreciate the follow on the social channels as well. Okay, a couple of things to get into from this past weekend. Formula One, Hungarian Grand Prix. Hey, Lando got a victory. Kimi Antonelli, another good finish. He has a nice lead in the championship as they head into the summer vacation break. Now, going to be interesting to see what kind of upgrades the teams bring once the season resumes in about 4 weeks' time at the end of August. A scheduling note, the Bahrain Grand Prix is going to happen. The interesting part is that it's going to happen in Malaysia. Okay. They've got some details and some logistics to work out, but they are going to find a spot to slide this into the schedule. Of course, you remember a couple of races in the Middle East were canceled earlier this year. There's some questions about races later on in the season, and there's provisions in the agreement with the teams and F1 that they've got to have a certain number of races. The more races they are, the more sanctioning fees they get, the more money that there is available. So yeah, having a full and robust F1 calendar is very important. Undoubtedly, over the next 4 weeks, while F1 is on a break, we'll also hear all kinds of stories about Max Verstappen going to another team, which driver, that speculated destination will have to drop to make room for Max, and we'll all be exhausted, worn out after that. The championship, though, should have some battles when it resumes, which is nice. Ferrari, looking pretty good. McLaren, showing signs of life now. Mercedes, of course. Is Max going to have anything to show in the second half of the season? I think it will be kind of interesting and compelling as the F1 year moves along. NASCAR Canada. Teams made the trek out west. As of right now, I believe this is going to be the final time for the foreseeable future. This was the last year of the sanction agreement. Most teams have said, if you put Edmonton on the schedule in 2027, I'm not going to go. So unless you can come to some sort of resolution with the giant financial outlay that is necessary to make that long journey for all the teams that are based in Eastern Canada, it's going to be pretty tough to attract a crowd. We'll wait and see what happens. There's a long time to go, but as of right now, sure doesn't look promising. This was also the final doubleheader event of the year. And now that they've completed all three of them that are on this schedule, I'd rather that they didn't bring them back. I don't think it adds to the series. I don't think it adds to race day. You can say, yeah, but you get two races. No, you don't. You don't get two full races. You get the one race that they used to run cut in half, so you have two half races. And I don't believe this adds to the show or the championship battle. For many years, the series has been trying to come up with ways to save teams money. That's why there's changes in manufacturers for tires and different changes that they have made. Part of that is trying to keep the number of crew members that you have to take to events low so you can afford, or it's at least a little more affordable, to make some of these trips. And they haven't found the recipe yet. Would you rather have two half races the way they did this year and maybe an hour or so in between? Or would you rather have one race, 200, 250 laps, whatever it is, a 3-minute break in the middle, teams can change tires, add fuel, make adjustments, whatever, and then go back to racing and complete the event? I'd like this setup much better. I think it's a much better option. You get some sort of pit lane action. That's what fans want to see when they come to races. Isn't that why they put all the biggest grandstands and the most expensive seats right along pit lanes so that fans can see the action? That's part of the show. It also helps teams recruit, in many cases, volunteer team members if they can work on the cars during the race, if they have a say in the strategy and helping the team to succeed. Racing is a team sport. So changing a setup during a pit stop and these timed pit stops, I think it's a much better way to go. Some of the racing at Edmonton, it was pretty good. First race went by quick, full 150, green, no problem. Everybody was very concerned about getting the show in, and that is because they had weather imminent. So let's hurry up, get the first one in, then we can run the second half race. Everybody could see the weather. There's some incredible video of this giant cloud wall coming. It was very aggressive in nature. The racing on track was pretty good. The strategy was get out in front, hope that the weather hits and we won't be able to resume and you can snag a victory that way. They were very fortunate to get the second half race in Edmonton to a point where they could say, okay, we're done. The weather got really dicey. There were very ominous clouds. There was lightning moving into the area. They stopped just past halfway. At lap 86, they said, you know what? That's it. Not going to restart. Everybody pack it up. We're going home. There is no way that they wanted to ask or even have to have the conversation of asking teams, hey, what do you think about coming back tomorrow? Nope, not going to happen. They had to hustle out of Calabogie to get out west in less than a week. Way too much to ask. I don't know how much of a crowd they would have been able to drag back the next day. It just didn't make sense. That would not have pleased the promoter. Wrap it up, get home. Okay, some other NASCAR controversy at Indianapolis. In the O'Reilly series that raced on Saturday at IMS, Cup on Sunday, Carson Kvapil wins the Saturday race and gets the victory. It's his first series win, and he's super excited, and he's celebrating. And there was a significant number of people shouting on social media, oh, the outrage! Crossing the yard of bricks at the start-finish line while doing a burnout. Blasphemer! A little perspective on this. I love open-wheel racing. I love IndyCar. I love the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's Mecca. It's the Vatican. It's the Holy Land. Absolutely, yes, I get it. And like most people, I've got a photo in my phone at the Yard of Bricks. If NASCAR is a participant, you are, in essence, a guest at this cathedral. You should be somewhat aware of the stature of the place. Isn't everybody talking about it? Oh, it's going to be big to win it at IMS. It's one of the signature events. They mention in drivers' meetings, don't do burnouts on the Yard of Bricks. Now, I'll cut Kvapil some slack. He got carried away and said that he unplugged his radio, which I also have an issue with because that's a safety thing, and you shouldn't do that. He did not stop the car on the Yard of Bricks and do a burnout. He stopped in front of his team. He started the burnout, and then it kind of carried across the Yard of Bricks. He was not deliberately disrespecting the place, but he should know better. At the same time, for those that revere IndyCar, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and all that it stands for, maybe take a breath and stop all the pearl clutching. He didn't poop on your lawn. He got overexcited. He made a mistake. Let's all try and have maybe a better perspective here. There is also the question about whether or not NASCAR and the Cup Series in particular should continue at the Brickyard. The Saturday race looked like a ghost town. It was empty. Yeah, you had the typical crowd. For the Cup Series on Sunday at IMS, said they were expecting in the neighborhood of 70,000 fans. That's a significant number of fans to attend. However, when you put 70,000 people into a stadium that seats over 250,000, doesn't really look like a well-attended event. Now, compare it to a bunch of other Cup races on the schedule that don't get that many fans. It's maybe not all that bad to have 70,000 people come out and see one of your races. Next race on the Cup schedule is Iowa. And even if they pack it to the rafters and sell it out, it's only going to be half that number of 70K. Isn't 70K at Indy worthwhile? It's unfortunate that some of this online nonsense is because fans of IndyCar don't like NASCAR and vice versa. If it's not your thing, that's fine. Doesn't mean you have to be a knob and bitch about it. If you don't like Brussels sprouts, I'm not going to make you eat them. Same thing, isn't it? Some folks think they're great. Oh yeah, I cook them up this way. It's great. Not my jam. I don't want them. You have at it. There's no reason to spew like this garbage and nonsense online about it though. All right, so we've got a bit of a quiet week coming up. There's no Formula One. IndyCar's got another week off. NASCAR Canada is off until GP3R. Cup and the O'Reilly Series are having one of their very rare off weekends until they get going again. IMSA is coming up at Road America. Great playground for those cars. It's been extended to a 6-hour race for the WeatherTech Series. Michelin pilots there, Porsches, Lamborghinis, and more. So it's a bit of a lighter weekend. Going to be awfully busy with some big events coming up in the not too distant future. Though I just mentioned GP3R. That's not far away. It's coming up quickly with the Markham Indy right behind that. Then, hey, we're all going to be reconvening at CTMP for the Labor Day weekend extravaganza with NASCAR Canada and Trans Am and others. I'm not wishing away the summer, but it's kind of moving along pretty quickly, isn't it? So try and enjoy a little bit of downtime, get a little perspective, enjoy some racing as well. That's kind of my plan this weekend. Hopefully before I record the next edition, I can get rid of this fly that's been circling around. I don't know if you've seen it. But anyhow, have a great weekend of racing and some downtime if you get it. We'll do it again next Wednesday.